Shalom. I want to start by giving all the praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to my teachers, the elder apostles of the great millstone, who well, peace and salutations to the hopeful elect tabernacle of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And I know some people see it, but you got a lot of dimwits out there that are still asleep. Got a bunch of copper tops, the elites call them cattle, useless eaters, sheep. And they don't really see the bigger picture behind what they're doing to Trump. All right, this is supposed to be the president of the United States. The inauguration hasn't happened yet, so he's still, as far as we all know, the president of the United States, and yet they're deplatforming your president. All right, since the situation that happened at the Capitol, which they're blaming Trump for, they're using that as a reason to basically deplatform him on many different platforms. All right, Twitter, they suspended his account. Facebook, they suspended him, and now they're suspending his YouTube channel. And you got idiots that's they're clapping. They're clapping for joy that this is happening because their personal gripe or hate for Trump. I could care less about Trump or any of these demons, but one thing's for sure is what they're doing is they're making an example out of this devil. This is a message being sent to you people. If they're able to do this with the president of the United States, how much more you regular, everyday, ordinary peons, you copper tops out there, man. All right, they're showing you, they're putting it in your face what the deal is. All right, what you thought concerning the Constitution, that you had these constitutional rights, the freedom to assemble, the freedom to speak, the freedom of speech. That shit is getting swept from up under your feet. All right, because they're setting up a new global structure, a new global order. They're tired of the cattle voicing their opinion. It's time to basically put you to silence. You people are talking too much. They don't want you to have your own opinion. They don't want you to think. It's time for them to control your mind. That's what's going on. That's why they're silencing you. They're censoring all your content on all these different platforms. Big tech is taking over. And you had a bunch of dummies, and these were. I'm not going to even mention how slow a lot of niggas are, man. You had Carrie Hilson. She voiced her opinion about what they're doing with Trump, and a lot of people insinuated, they jumped to conclusions, insinuating that she was actually trying to stand up or defend Trump when she actually wasn't. And all of social media, the whole social media world, they got on her case. They got on her head. All right, to show you how stupid these people are. Matter of fact, let me try to find that real quick. Real quick, just so you can see what I'm talking about. All right, let me go to it real quick. As it says, in Complex, it says, fans rip Carrie Hilson for questioning Trump's Twitter ban. They don't even see the bigger picture. All right, this is from Complex. And it says, if a person tries to stage a coup of the American government, then that instigator shouldn't be able to have a public platform again. However, it appears Carrie Hilson doesn't agree with this seemingly logical consequence. While social media was celebrating Donald Trump's Twitter ban, Hilson took to Instagram, where she questioned if it was ethical to limit the sitting president's freedom of speech. And of course, they dumped into her. But let me see. Let me click on this. Maybe this is the post right here. And this is what she basically said. This is what she initially said. It says, this may be funny, but it is a little dangerous too. Take Trump out of it for a moment. So she's actually being the clear-headed one. She's using logic here. A democracy must include freedom of speech. Imagine other leaders or popular figures not being able to voice their opinion if it opposes the majority of world leaders. Our freedom of speech being taken from us slowly but surely, censorship. If the leader of the free world can be removed, imagine that same right of civilians. All right? How could you take what she's saying right here and bash her and think that she's taking up for Donald Trump? She said take Donald Trump out of the equation. It ain't even about that devil. All right? You don't know that your rights are being infringed on through these psychological operations that they're using to take away your rights? This devil, he's a crafty devil. He knows how to cause problems and then bring forth solutions, man. We all saw what happened at the Capitol. That was some straight bullshit. And now they're using this as a means to basically send a message. They letting it be known that they finna start locking people away. They finna start silencing people. And all you can think about is, oh, you taking up for Trump. He's an insider of violence, this, that. And, man, shut the hell up, man. That's why you people deserve everything that you're going to get. All right? She said, imagine that same right of civilians. Imagine believing every time you read the false information detected and propaganda, deceptive reports, and flat out lies being the only thing we see. And that's exactly what's happening because, like I said, big tech is in total control. They controlling the narrative. All right, they're basically controlling your mind like the helm of a ship, man. They're steering your minds to things that they only want you to believe and see. But if you bring out any truthful or factual information, if it goes against the agenda, it's going to be dismissed as fake news. The only thing that's available is lies and deception. What do the scriptures say about this devil? Let's go real quick. All right, Job 13 and verse 4. And it says, but you are forgers of lies, you are all physicians of no value. This devil, he's a professional when it comes to forging to or putting together. He's a master manipulator, a professional deceiver, man. That's his specialty. And if you can't see that, then hey, you deserve to be lied to. The deceiver and the deceiver are the Lord's. Okay? But he will not be able to deceive the very elect. And you got people that are waking up and they're not being deceived either. And they're being deemed as the threat. They're going to paint you in the public eye as a demon. Somebody who has the motive to be dangerous and violent, this, that, and the third. That's what they're going to do to the men of the Lord. We already see this, man. This is Psalms 52 and verse 2. It says, thy tongue deviseth mischiefs like a sharp razor working deceitfully. Thou lovest evil more than good and lying rather than to speak righteousness. Salah. Thou lovest all devouring words, O thou deceitful tongue. And his right hand is the right hand of falsehood. So he's controlling the information. He's spinning and controlling the narrative, man. Because he does not want you to think for yourself. All right. He can create all these psyop after psyop. These are all just fiery darts of the wicked being shot off. And it's all to confuse you. You see? But hey, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we're not ignorant of his devices. What they're doing with Donald Trump right now, we already know what's coming according to prophecy. There's going to be a point in time where you're not going to have access to these videos of brothers constantly putting up these lessons and edifying you because he's going to deplatform the prophets. You're not going to have any access. It talks about there being a famine of the word. Let's get that. So she was making a solid point, but everybody took that, in the heat of the moment, being stirred up by their emotions based on what they've been seeing on mainstream news that's constantly controlled. That's Satan's medium right there, mainstream news. But people was in their emotions, man, and they didn't want to hear it, and they, damn near tried to, silence Carrie Hilson, man. But let me go to Amos 8:11. Amos 8 verse 11, it says, "Behold, the days come, saith the Lord power, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord. And they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord, and shall not find it." So it's going to be a point in time where you ain't going to be able to access us on the internet, man. All right, Esau wants total, complete control. Okay. Any spark of truthful information that gets out that goes against their narrative is automatically going to get banned. It's going to get terminated. It's going to be erased. Because Esau has to cover his tracks because so much of his wickedness is coming out. He's constantly being exposed. And like the prophecy said, he will not be able to hide himself. That's why he's trying to target these social media platforms. Are leaving, like Twitter. They just heard they lost over 4 billion in revenue because a lot of people left Twitter over what they did with Trump. People are going to be leaving these big major platforms and leave underground to these other media outlets where you can speak freely. You can bring out information freely without having to worry about being a censored. That's why people are moving to sites like BitChute, Brand New Tube, Brighteon. You even got another one. I think it's called OogeTube or something like that. So people are going to them platforms, and that's where you can get alternative media and sources and information. Okay, but we see what they're doing with Trump. They're making an example out of him just to send a message to the people. Do this to Trump, they can do this to your ass, man. Okay. And especially this applies to us more so than anyone else because they hate him that rebuketh in the gate. Let me get Isaiah the 29th chapter. Isaiah 29 and 21. And it says, I'll start at 20. It says, "For the terrible one is brought to naught, and the scorner is consumed, and all that watch for iniquity are cut off, that make a man an offender for a word." Meaning what? They make you a sinner. They demonize you for words that are being spoken. It says, "And lay a snare for him that reproveth in the gate, and turn aside the just for a thing of naught." And that's what they're doing. They're trying to lay that snare so that we can't prophesy, that we can't rebuke, that we can't testify against this wicked society. And if they're doing it with your own president, how much more us and people that's trying to bring information to the forefront to expose this devil. People ain't seeing the bigger picture, man. Because gross darkness covers the people. They're given unto strong delusion that they should believe in lies. And the Lord gave them over to that mindset. Okay? But anyway, let me end off. Let me end off with Isaiah 10. Because it's an unrighteous decree, Isaiah 10:1, it says, "Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed, to turn aside the needy from judgment, to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may rob the fatherless." All right, and that's an unrighteous decree, to for people voicing their opinion or giving you information that just contradicts the mainstream narrative. You silence them, you suspend them, or shut them down. That's unrighteous. But this is not a reasonable devil, man. He's all about himself and his will. Okay? He's trying to impose his will upon the world. And that's why the Lord's going to destroy his ass, man. All right? It says, "Bloody and deceitful men shall not live out all their days." The Lord's going to destroy these demons, man. And I'm not mad because the hell with Trump. He's the devil too. He's controlled opposition, but they're making an example out of Trump. This is a message being sent out. What they're doing to him, you better believe that they'll do to you, quick with the quickness. And we've already suffered, the brunt end of it, because we the main ones that get our videos shut down. We get all of our channels terminated, and there's toxic shit that's allowed to still be up on those same platforms. So we already know what it is. Okay, and all you demons, all right, you people on social media that got on Carrie Hilson, y'all some idiots, man. And you all are buying into the narrative. This devil got y'all, man. He got y'all minds exactly where he wants it to be. So good for y'all. Okay. Anyway, I just a brother had posted this, and the moment I saw it, it just like the spirit hopped on me to just do a lesson in response to it. So you can see, according to RT, YouTube suspend Trump's channel for inciting violence, becoming third major platform after Twitter and Facebook to do so. All right, so hey, you brothers out there, when you doing your videos and when you out there speaking, be salty, man. Don't if you say anything violent, don't say it in a sense that people can take it to mean that you're going to personally do it yourself. We say, "Thus saith the Bible," man. We're at the time now where we got to use wisdom, because this devil, he's in accuser mode. He's gonna accuse us of inciting, certain things. You already got a vocab that done that in the past. And he's probably, while he's away and he's MIA right now. He's on a hiatus. He's probably trying to cook up some stuff. We know what these devils is doing. So be salty, man. All right. And with that, I'm gonna give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. And to the next lesson, I say Shalom.